Hey, good evening, everybody. It's me, Lynn Renee McDonald, for Practical Spirituality Live here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Today, what I want to talk to you about, or tonight, what I'd like to speak with you guys about, I'm being guided from Spirit based on the last YouTube video that I did, because I talked a lot about, or not really a lot, but I talked a little bit about some of the unwellness that's in my past, and we all have a past. Truth is, we've all done stupid shit or unwell stuff in our lives. It's been that, and it is sometimes that kind of a journey for each one of us at different times in our lives. So the reason universe is guiding me to do this YouTube tonight is so that you guys understand that you are not your past, okay? Like all the stuff that I did that was super unwell, super toxic, because over all this time period, 50 some years that I've been here on earth, I've done some of the most stupidest, basically not thought out, reckless, unwell, toxic, unbehooving, super fucked up shit in my lifetime. And part of the human journey, sometimes part of the soul's journey here in Earth world and in many worlds, a lot of that kind of comes with the territory, you know what I mean? So tonight, I just want you guys to understand that all the unwellness that you do does not define who you are right here, right now, okay? What defines who you are right here, right now, in this moment, and in any given moment is who you choose to be, who you want to be from love, where you want to go, what you want to do, right? Because that is really what matters in this moment. And that is the coolest thing, because the love energy, okay? Love energy allows you to be all the greatness that it is at any time that you want. Love is super healing, super forgiving, super powerful, super amazing. And when people are authentic in that love energy space, it allows you to always come back to it, right? To give you an example, when I have clients who get pissed off at me for whatever the reason, and there's plenty of those, right? Because when you're in the business of telling people the God's honest truth to help them, not everybody wants to hear the truth, and not everybody is going to like you, and not everybody is in a positive space inside themselves, and not everybody wants to hear it. Therefore, they get butthurt, offended, when really the reason I would tell people that God's honest truth, authentic God's honest truth, is why? So I can help them. Because if I don't tell you that, then I cannot help you, right? Because if I send you off telling you what you want to hear, what you like to hear, what, whatever stuff that is not the God's honest truth that doesn't behoove you, that would come out of my mouth, it's not going to help you. And that is not who I came here to be. And that is not in alignment with source and the highest form of love, right? That's really the truth, right? So when we're talking about all of this and we put it together and we think of the past, you are not your past. Your past does not define you who you are today. In fact, love energy opens the door to let anybody come back in as long as they are authentic in their love energy space, to wanting to be the best them they can be, the best them from love in that moment, and their intent is pure in their highest heart self, right? This is why people get pissed off at me, and they've written me, people have written me some fucking big ass hate letters, like, I fucking hate you, Lynn, you're wrong, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, I can't stand you, right? And I've heard it all, right? But I know in my God space, universe is like, okay, and they tell me what to say as in response and how to handle everything. And there's people like who are so nasty and so super unwell, right? That I don't even respond back to them. And everything I do is guided by love. Why I wouldn't respond back to them is because in their toxic unwell, I don't want to give them my energy or share my energy or give anything to them because they're being super, super, super unwell. Like I had this one client who started screaming and yelling at me about an astrology reading, right? An astrology chart, because apparently the dates got confused. And I have people who work with me and sometimes shit happens, right? But she just totally fucking lost it, took all the energy of her workspace and threw it at me and was nasty as all fuck. Really, really nasty. And I was like, okay, God, what do I do now? Because my people part of me wants to be like, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. I don't have to listen to your fucking bullshit, right? Right? That people smart part of me, right? In my people, human, earth world space, and we all have been there emotionally. We all go there sometimes, right? That's what my people space would have done. But in my wiseness of the space I'm in with God, I'm always talking to God. I'm always talking to love. Said, okay, God, handle this now, please, from love. Let's clear all this out. And they spoke through me to her, right? And she's still having a fit. Then she doesn't honor me by paying her, right? And I'm helping her out by giving her a discount, right? But she doesn't think of any of those nice things that I'm doing for her. And this gives me a really good scope on her character, right? If I'm giving you a break and I'm trying to help you from love and I didn't even charge you for the fucking charts, right? And here you are being nasty as a motherfucker to me, screaming at me that I'm incompetent and yelling at me that I'm not getting the job done and what the fuck is wrong with me. Really? It isn't that big of a deal, honey. It is not that big of a deal, but it is when you're directing your fucking unwell towards me and you're being nasty as a motherfucker. So I have to say, do I want to put this energy into this person? Do I want to help this person anymore? Do I want to work with this person? And I know that it's their unwell. So I cleared out all that stuff and I said, hey, let's do this. And she said, well, I don't even want to work with you today because this is a waste of my time, your appointment. I said, okay. I said, when everything's together and ready, I'll let you know. And then I never spoke with her again. She texted me probably about 3 weeks from then and wanted to know where her chart was. And I said, I'll let you know when I have it ready. And then I didn't send any emojis. I just shut the whole thing down. Why? Because I don't want clients like that. If you can't honor and fucking respect me and you don't get the picture at all, I can't help you. I cannot help you because you are toxic. And I choose from love if I'm going to allow you to treat me like shit or not. And this is huge, huge, right? And why would I do that? Because unwell is not well for me. And I'm not going to keep giving to somebody who can't see what I'm giving, number one, who doesn't get it, right? Who didn't honor me for that appointment, said my appointment was useless. So, here she is just slamming shit at me. I just asked God to clear, heal, and change all this and take care of this through me from love. And that's what they guided me to do. So sometimes you'll just 86 slang for another old world saying 86 or from back in the day, right? It's a saying where you throw something in the garbage, 86 it, right? I'm sorry. I don't want to work with you anymore. I'm not sorry though. So I didn't even say I'm sorry. I just let it go. I didn't even speak to her. Why? Because I'm not going to honor her with anything from the highest form of love in any way, shape, or form that I am, because this is me honoring me. Okay. I'm not going to allow somebody to speak to me in that way. Okay. All right. So what happens? I let go. I bring it to source. I free myself from all the unwells that are like hers, right? And ask God to be free of it and ask God for the best way to be in place of this and ask to be free of her, right? And if she, by way of chance, decided, right, that she wanted to work with me again, right? And she was authentic in that space and said, hey, Lynn, I'm sorry. I didn't realize, I didn't think about you doing the chart for free for me, you giving me a discount, you being super understanding and going overtime and I'm not paying you a lot, all the missed appointments that I did for her, that, all the missed appointments that I didn't charge her for, right? So I'm constantly giving to people and they're fucking ignorant, right? And they don't even see what the hell is the truth, the God's honest truth about what's going on. And this is why I did what I did. I said, that's enough. I have given all I'm going to give to you. All right. I don't wish her any unwell, but I will not allow her bullshit on my table. But if she came back to me and said, hey, Lynn, hey, I'm really sorry. I want to work with you again. I want to work on all this stuff. I shouldn't have done that, blah, 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 right? Very simply, if she was just authentic and saying and apologizing for being super unwell and saying, I need to change this and I want to work with you again, in an instant, the love energy that is me in connection with God is going to say, you know what, let's work together again. Why? Because it does that from love. But in her space that she's in, and this happened like months ago already now, right? I want to say at least a couple months ago, actually 4 or 5, really. And her actions tell me everything. After that, I said, okay, I'll let you know when I have your chart. And I never got back to her again. And she hasn't gotten back to me because guess what? She knows. She knows on a soul level and on an intuitive level. Because my energy said it all. I didn't send no emojis. I just shut the whole thing down. Because if you can't honor me from love, I'm not going to work with you. I'm sorry. And if you do it, remember 3, I should have just given her 3 chances, right? But I get sometimes things happen and we work together from love and we can either be good to each other and understand each other from love, or we can constantly shit on each other to the point that we've had enough and then somebody cuts it off, right? But if you go with the magic number of love energy that is God, it is the number 3, right? The number 3. 3 strikes, you're out. And I gave her plenty more than that. So by this time, I'm completely finished, And all of this was guided by God, guided by love. It says, nope, you can't work with me anymore. And I just shut it down. I didn't tell her why. I didn't talk to her about it because in the space she's in, she's not able to hear me or understand it or get it. And I do not want to put or waste or give any more of my energy to her from the healthy self-love space and my God connection in me. I'm guided not to, and therefore I won't. Do you see? Okay, this is super important because you need to know that what you do in the past does not stop you from moving forward. You can decide at any moment to continue your unwell behavior from the past, or you can change it right here, right now. Just like that girl that I was working with, right? That client that I was working with. She could change that in any second at any time just by calling me up and say, hey, Lynn, I fucked up. I was kind of a bitch, and I'd be like, okay, I'd be like, wow, I really missed you. I love so many things about you, but I cannot do that because I would not honor myself. But if she just said love and she came to me like that, then of course, absolutely, I would take her back in an instant because that's what love does. And this is a really important story to let you all know because I practice what I teach, but also we are not our unwellnesses from our past, right? So if I act like an asshole to somebody or I'm toxic to somebody and I throw my shit at somebody, right? And I can sincerely say, okay, I messed up. I see that I messed up. I'm going to ask God to clear, heal, and change it. And I'm going to ask God to speak through me from love and change all of this from love, right? And make it to the best way it can be for me and whoever I fucked up with. And I'm going to ask love to speak through me. I'm going to ask love to handle it. I'm going to ask love to take care of everything, right? And then I'm going to go to that person. I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I was super unwell and I apologize. And I should not have done that. And I don't feel good about it because it wasn't honoring you. And that's not who I choose to be, right? And that's the difference between somebody who wants to get the shit, meaning work on their stuff, get in the healthiest, best love energy space or not. Do you see? Because the guy who's able to say, you know what? I realize and I recognize I'm not coming from the best place of love. And I'm going to ask love itself if I am. And I'm going to work with love for the best way to handle it always, right? And even in that moment when this client from the past was yelling and screaming and having her moment, right? And my daughter is in the background hearing the whole thing and she's like, Mom, she goes, I can't believe you handled that so well. I think I would have killed her, And I'm like, I said to my daughter, I said, thanks, Madeline. Because sometimes we all second guess ourselves. Hey, did I do the right thing? This is all feelings that we all have. This is why it is so important to take everything to love. Ask so you always get the best answer. Ask and you shall receive, right? And ask love to handle it. Ask and be guided by love with everything you do. So even when you get in these shitstorm circumstances and situations like I just did several months ago with my client, then you always know that you handle it in the right way from love in the highest form because you what? You ask for that, right? And I know I did that because this is what I do, right? I can't be who I am here now if I don't do what I teach authentically, even if I'm not really that person. And that's for all of us, right? It doesn't matter if I say, oh, I'm sorry to somebody and I'm not going to do it again. And I keep on doing bad or unwell things, right? Like stealing shit from them or being nasty or taking advantage of them or being mean and shitty and unwell in any way, shape, or form, right? In my behavior, in what I do out here, or in any way. Your intent tells you the truth about everything, and you cannot hide from love. So it behooves us all to say, okay, this is who I was in the past. I can move forward. I'm not that being. I'm not that unwellness. I'm not this drug user. I'm not a person who sleeps around. I'm not, or I choose not to be these things. I choose to be well. I choose to not be an addict. I choose to work on making my life the best it can be and making myself that too from love. See, the power is all within you. You can leave the past. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have some kind of challenges sometimes when you do that, but the more you bring to love, everything to God, the more you change your past. You don't live in your past, you move past it and into the future from love, all right? And this is all part of what I help people do, but this is what everybody can do all the time. See, in my last video, I talked about unwell drug use from back in the day that I used to do, and I don't need to carry that around or feel bad about it because I'm not that guy anymore. My lessons were learned from being in that space, right? And even today, if I feel bad about it or I think about the past and I don't relive it in my emotional space, I ask God to change that. I ask love to clear it. I ask love to heal it. I ask to not feel bad about it, to use my experiences in the best way for both me and all from love, to be the best teacher I can be and the best person from love in the highest form. And thank you, God, for that for me and us in the best way for us and all or something better. See? So we all have the power to change our past as well as choose not to be that person. Change our behaviors, clear it out of your soul, right? And move forward. So it's up to you. When you want to change who you were in the past, you ask love to do that. Ask love to be free of the past. Ask love to let go of the past. And you will remember the past in the healthiest, best way and not be tormented by it. And you'll ask love that you're free of being tormented by it, right? So this video is all about all of this, that we can't live in the past and be tormented by it. And if you keep thinking about the past and feeling bad about what you're doing and keep rehashing it, and you'll find that you're reliving it in some way, shape, or form in your present. And then you never move forward and you can't let go and you're stuck. Right? You're like a wheel that just never moves forward. So ask God, ask love to be free of that. Thank you, God, for that for us. In our souls and in all we are, be, say, do, and create, and in all that we are. Ask love for the best way to be in place of it as well. You have all the power here to work with love and to say, I don't want to be this person I was in the past, all the hundreds of unwell things that I might have done, right? Slept with my neighbor's wife, whatever it is, We've all done unwell stuff, told people off, been shitty to people, felt like we were better than people, arrogant, or we thought we had more money and that made us better, or whatever the hell our shit is. It doesn't define who we are right here, right now. We define who we are. And if we want to work from love and be our greatest selves and have our greatest lives, it's up to us who we want to be. And by working with love, that gives us all the power to deal with any situation that comes up. Just like my client, she could come back and be my friend at any time she wants. The question is, can she get past her own unwell and say, okay, I want to be free of that, God. Thank you, God, for that for me. And let me have the best relationship from love with Lynn in the best way for us and all or something better. And my heart would open right up. Right? Because I'd be guided by love, because that's what love does. God, love energy in its highest form, never gives up on you, always will accept you, and the door is wide open always from love. So the key is, can you be your greatest you and be the greatest person that you came here to be? Do you want that? You have to decide from love that you do and ask love for that and to be free of your past. Then you can move on and start making your best plan for your future from love. All right, so that's my video today. Remember, you are not who you were in your past. You are the greatest you want to be now. Thanks. Have a great night, everybody. Love yous.